Look, I know you've already achieved unheard of levels of success as an entrepreneur. So the real question is, while the world is radically shifting, how do we not get caught up in the chaos, but instead access our untapped capacity? You know what I'm talking about. I'm Katie Richardson, business coach to superstar entrepreneurs and host of What's Working Now. I'm here to show you how to unlock and magnify your untapped potential. Hey, it's Katie. This is What's Working Now. Today, you're getting me. And I'm going to share with you an incredible story that will help you see why you're only making incremental growth. Isn't that frustrating? Too often, I'm on the phone with incredible entrepreneurs and they're like, yeah, we're growing like 10, 15, 20, 30% a year. But I know that we could grow so much faster, but we're not. And they're just looking for someone to point them in the right direction, show them what they can't see so that they can start experiencing that exciting, rapid, parabolic growth. And I've witnessed this time and time again with clients. So today I'm going to show you the hidden magic behind how to experience this parabolic growth. We're going to talk about what's getting in your way, why that's getting in the way, and what to do about it. So to illustrate this, I'm going to tell you the story. After I had my third baby, my body was very different than it had been previously. And I was like, I want to get back into shape. And so I'm going to sign up for a triathlon. It felt new, exciting, felt very inaccessible, honestly. And I had different seasons in my life where I was a swimmer in high school. I started cycling soon after I got married because I realized that was a good way to hang out with my husband. And I had always been a runner in different seasons of my life. And I was like, why not combine them all into one race? So, and I should clarify, I think it's called a sprint triathlon. It's not at the Ironman level for sure. So I signed up for this triathlon. And what's beautiful about that is when my alarm would go off at 5:30 in the morning, it was dark, it was cold outside. I was like, oh, well, I have something that I'm working towards. So it would kind of get me out of bed. And I would get to the gym, and certain days of the week I was writing, certain days of the week I was running, and then other days I was swimming. And we had a really nice pool at our gym. And I had watched high school kids swim. I'd even been a swimmer growing up, and I knew what to do. And so I would just throw on my Speedo, my cap, my goggles, I'd hop into the water and I would start swimming. And do you ever have that experience when you're on the treadmill and you're running and you're like trying to see how fast that guy's going so that you can go just a little bit faster? Like, that's just the competitive spirit in us, right? As entrepreneurs, we want to win, whether it's running on a treadmill or swimming or business, right? We just have that drive to be our very best. And yes, to go faster than the guy next to us. So I'm in the pool. I'm looking at the other people in the pool and I'm like, I'm going to go faster than these people. And I am. I'm going really fast. And as somebody who has had 3 kids and even had some medical issues with that and had to overcome things, I was feeling really good about myself. And it did not go unnoticed that I was fast. And in fact, like at the end of my reps one morning, I'm at the end of the pool, you're breathing fast, I'm taking my goggles off. And the guy in the lane next to me, he stops and he pops up in the pool next to me. He says, hey, you're super fast. That's really cool. And he said, are you working on something? And I said, yeah, I'm actually doing a triathlon here in like a month and a half. He was like, oh, a triathlon? Wow, that's cool. Well, if you're swimming for a triathlon, did you know that you're actually supposed to swim a different way? And I know this because for 20 plus years, I was a triathlon coach. And I'd be happy to show you how. And I'm like, oh, this guy's going to ensnare me. And it turns out he was right. And he showed me, and actually was not complicated. And he was like, I'll show you how. And then you can just start doing it. I'm like, sweet. So he shows me how. We get out of the pool. He shows me how right now you're swimming and it's all about pulling the water with each stroke, right? I'm like, yeah, my arms are like a windmill, water splashing everywhere. I look just like the high school kids. I'm swimming the way they taught me when I was in high school. And he was like, yeah, but the problem is it's super inefficient and it will drain your energy. And then you won't have the stamina that you need on your bike ride and your run. And so you need to swim in a different way because how you're currently swimming, you're on top of the water and that creates drag and friction. And so you have to pull even harder each stroke to overcome that drag and that friction. So he shows me this technique called swimming like a dolphin. And I had even heard Tim Ferriss talking about learning to swim like a dolphin. And I was super intrigued. I mean, nobody argues that dolphins are fast. Show me how to swim like a dolphin, my friend. So he does. He shows me how to swim like a dolphin. And he said, this is going to sound strange, but it's not about the pull. To swim like a dolphin, it's all about efficiency of body form. And I'll show you how. And it's just like this. And he sticks one arm tight up against his ear, points it straight up to the top, and the other one is really tight against the body. And he said, all you have to do is stay just under the surface and you switch. So for a couple seconds, my right arm is forward and then you switch. It's not about the pull. You're just switching your body position. So you push off the end and then you switch and switch and switch and switch. And you're just under the surface of the water. And I was like, okay, looks cool. Makes sense. It makes logical sense to me. So I hop back into the water thinking, I've got this. And I'm really excited because he just showed me how to increase my time. So I hop in the pool and I start doing it. And I immediately start to notice some things. First, I feel like I'm drowning. It was way harder to breathe because you're under the surface. So it was harder to breathe. And I had to fully focus all of my attention on telling my body what to do because these were new body positions. So it was really mentally consuming, energetically. And as I checked my clock, it was not faster. Oh no, it was not faster. My time was slowing down. And I thought, oh, well, you're tired. You've been swimming today and you're just now learning this. You'll figure it out. So I leave, I come back a few days later and I'm like, this time it's going to be faster because the master just showed me what to do. He's an expert and dolphins are fast and this all makes sense. And it's just a tweak. So it'll be no time at all that my time will speed up. Part of what he was trying to do was we were trying to actually remove 1 or 2 strokes so that my lengths, I'm not remembering the right terminology, but like if it was 10 strokes for me to get to the end, I was trying to get to like 8 or 9. I was like, okay. So I go to the gym again. I do it again. And what's going through my mind? It's those same things. I feel like I'm drowning. Somebody help, I can't breathe. Am I doing this right? Does it look okay? And dang, my time is slower again. So it's embarrassing. It's frustrating. And I went from being the fastest woman in the pool to noticing that the old timers in the lane to my left and right were faster than me. But I had to tell myself, it's okay, Katie. You're learning to swim like a dolphin. They're not doing that. You're eventually going to be faster. I keep doing this for 3 weeks. And for 3 weeks, I feel like I'm drowning. For 3 weeks, I am so in my head. And my head is asking all these questions. Who was that guy? Did he really know what he was talking about? Was he really an expert in this? And he's not here watching me. So am I even doing this right? It feels weird. I have to think about this the whole time. And it's like trying to make sure my fingers are straight and my palm is pointed in the right direction and is my arm up against my ear. It was just like constantly, I'm thinking about all of the little tactics and practices and methods so that I could do this swimming like a dolphin system that he taught me. So 3 weeks, I'm like really questioning myself at this point because the race date is getting closer and my time is worse than it's ever been. Worse than it's ever been. It's embarrassing. It clearly is not helping me. And well, I just want to be fast. Did he trick me? Am I doing it wrong? There were just so many questions in my mind. But for whatever reason, every time I got into the pool, I just decided I was going to keep doing what he taught me. I was trusting him. I was believing his process was real. I was consistently getting slower and slower. And so there was constantly this battle in my head, like, would you stop doing this? Just go back to how you were doing it. You were faster then. This is clearly not helping you. Those were some of the thoughts that were going through my head. So I was 3 weeks into this. I'm in the pool. My head's beating me up. What are you doing? You should stop doing this. Clearly, that this works for other people, but not for you. You're an exception to the rule. You were way faster previous to this. Those kinds of things are going through my head. But I kept making the decision to keep implementing the dolphin system that he showed me. And I remember the moment, because it was a moment, because I felt like I was dying and drowning and so in my head until 3 weeks in, and specifically lap 18. Something happened in lap 18 where everything in my body clicked. And all those muscles that I was developing and training, they all snapped into place all at the same time. And in that instant, I became a swimming machine. I was swimming like a dolphin. It was fun. It was exciting. It felt effortless. And I didn't have to think about it. Everything just snapped into place. And I was swimming way faster than I ever had previous up until that point, ever in my life. And all of a sudden, I just had this like leapfrog past the point that I was previously at when I met the man. And I was swimming in a new way, and it was fun. It was exciting. It was almost effortless. And it was exhilarating. I felt like this slippery person slipping through the water, and nothing could hold me back. Now, why am I telling you this story? Right now, you have some really specific targets that you're going after in your business. And you're utilizing all of the skill sets and the systems and the tactics that you have developed through your life that have gotten you to this point. And listen, you're good. You're better than most people. You have a high level of work ethic and discipline that almost nobody in the world has. And it allowed you to excel either in academics or sports in high school, maybe both. It even allowed you to excel if you went to college. Maybe you started working out of high school and you just naturally climbed that corporate ladder really fast and easy and effortlessly because you knew how to work harder than everybody else, because you were more disciplined. And like me, you have maximized that system of hard work and discipline. And yet, it feels like something's holding you back. It's like there's a parachute at your back. It's like you can't get past this point, and you know it's possible. You've watched other people do it. You know that the potential is within you. And so what do? You double down on the hard work. You double down on the discipline. Well, I was working 80 hours a week. Well, maybe I'll work 90 or even 100. I'm going to work even harder because that's how much I want it. And I'm disciplined, except for that afternoons on Fridays. Well, guess what? I'm going to even be disciplined on the afternoons on Fridays because I'm committed. I really want this. I'm disciplined and I'm hardworking. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Nobody's going to do this for me. I have to make this happen. I've watched that happen in all of my life. And listen, it's hard. And I know how to work hard. I know how to work harder than anybody I know. This is just like me prior to learning to swim like a dolphin. Why? the skill set of discipline and hard work, it's really served you in your life and it's gotten you to where you are. But if you want to go even faster, you can't keep swimming like a windmill and like the high school kids where you're on the surface of the water. You actually need to learn a totally new way of swimming. Now, most people don't do this. Do you know why? What happened in my story when I started to learn the new system? Did I immediately get faster? No. I was actually getting slower. So the objective was to get faster and improve my speed. But as I was learning this new system, I immediately got slower. I immediately was all in my head. I immediately was asking all kinds of questions. I kind of lost my belief in myself. I started to lose certainty and confidence. Listen, when you're slower than the old timer in the lane next to you, you start to lose your confidence. And that's where I was at. And there were so many times that I wanted to go back because swimming like a windmill and swimming like the high school kids, it at least was faster than what I was doing. And it felt better. And it was at least known and familiar. So maybe I had maximized that out. Maybe not. Like maybe if I pulled even harder, that I could increase my speed swimming the old-fashioned way. But when you have the audacity to develop a new way of operating and you set down that one note of hard work. And I'll say this, learning to build your business in this new way, like swimming like a dolphin, it's going to slow you down at first. And it's hard work, but it's not the kind of hard work that you're used to. And so it feels really strange and weird. And you start to question yourself and you're like, who's that expert that I hired? Do they really know what they're talking about? Is this what everybody else who's ahead of me is doing? I don't see them doing it. Seems weird. We get afraid. We get embarrassed. We start to question ourselves. We even doubt our skills and our abilities. Maybe like me, we'll start to even doubt, is this really even a calling for me? Where's God in all of this? Is he even helping me? What happened? Quick question for you. What would happen in your business and life if you could show up powerfully? As a coach to high-performing entrepreneurs, I help intelligent people like you do just that. And if you want to be inspired by people who are getting more done in 90 days than most people do all year, I'm going to invite you to go check out my case studies. The website is now.katierichardson.com/case study. And the cool thing is we've got so many case studies there. You can find an entrepreneur who's just like you. I've also got a link for you down in the show notes. Okay, back to the show. I want to demonstrate a visual for you. We think that growth looks like this nice, clean stair step upwards. You know, we start moving forward and then boop, there's just this cute, fun little jump up to the next level. And then we keep moving forward and boop, cute, fun little jump up to the next level. And that's what we believe growth and progress looks like. But that's a lie. Have you ever read any book on somebody who has achieved something significant in the world? Was that their journey? Is that what it looked like? There was no risk taking. There was no backsliding. There was no falling into the pit of despair. There was no questioning themselves. There was no people that they love questioning them. There was no falling flat on their face. It was just this cute, nice little continual stair step up and to the right. What growth actually looks like, and this is for your business and for you personally, what growth looks like is this hideous, dark, deep, scary, wide, expansive chasm of the unknown. And you're standing there on what you think is a step, ready to pop up to the next level. But in order to get to the next level, what do you have to do? You actually have to go down. You have to go way down. Sometimes we stumble and roll and fall flat on our face. And we're going down and down and down and down. Just like when I was learning to swim like a dolphin. My time was getting slower and slower and slower. My muscles were tired. My stamina wasn't there. I was doubting myself. I was struggling to breathe. I felt like I was drowning. I was literally getting slower each time I was doing it. That is not progress, or is it? You see, it's really deceptive. Growth is really deceptive because at first, it looks like failure. It looks like you're going down the wrong path. What are you doing, Katie? Your time's getting slower. Go back, go back, go back to what you knew. It's familiar, it's safe. Maybe there's some way that you can be an exception to the rule and you can actually get faster by just continuing to do more of what you were doing. That's not reality. So I'm here to tell you the brutal truth, which is if you are struggling in your business, that is because you have not mastered the game of personal growth and development. Because your business is limited to your current capacity right now. And if you want to go faster, further, and be that slippery dolphin through the water, you actually need to learn a different system for growth. And that's what I'm going to share with you right now, which is this. You're utilizing an old operating system, just like your phone. That operating system is great until it isn't. And one day, the apps start to crash. The phone won't turn on. Things are shutting down. It's not sending emails. And what do we have to do? Well, we have to go update the operating system. And ta-da! All of a sudden, you're whizzing again. Apps are working. And you're thinking, wow, this is how the internet's supposed to be. It's moving fast. It's exciting. It's fun. It's exhilarating. And it's less effort. The same is true when we understand how to use a powerful operating system. Right now, you're using the default operating system, DOS. You're using DOS. If you're a kid of the 80s, you know what DOS is. It's slow. And it's black or white. And it's hard to be creative on DOS. And I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's not going to take you to that dream place that you want to go. And so it's time to convert your DOS system to a POS system, powerful operating system. And this is the magic to parabolic growth. Now, I have to warn you, when you first start learning powerful operating system, just like swimming like a dolphin, your time initially might slow down. And it's scary. This is why oftentimes I work with people one-on-one, because they want to turn back. They want to abandon it because it's hard. And they need me to kind of be this beacon of hope and faith that you can do this and I've got you. And it bridges the gap for them. And here's the thing, just like learning to swim like a dolphin, there's literally something that happens 3 weeks in where things snap into place. It starts making sense. You're not having to use your brain and thinking quite so much. It starts to feel a little bit more natural and intuitive. And suddenly you are a machine in the business world. And you're able to create tremendous alignment with your team. There's no more drag and resistance with the team. You understand how to create alignment with your business partner. You have tremendous clarity on what needs to happen in the business, which means a lot of times what clients end up doing is they start saying no to a lot of things and they start stripping away things in their business and they really dial in on the thing that's really going to move the needle. And then because they have this powerful operating system. And because that creates clarity, and because that then allows them to create alignment with their partner and their team, and they strip away the noise, the drag, like even clients and customers start to notice a difference. And what starts to happen is it snaps into place and things start to work. And it's not hard anymore because you trained your mind, you trained your body, and you're there. You're now a pro. You show up as the pro CEO who has a powerful operating system. You have left behind the DOS system. And you now show up as a powerful leader who knows how to empower your team, who knows how to align everybody's around the same goals and targets. So rather than showing up to work feeling like you want to hide and you're herding cats and you no longer feel that passion, your business doesn't light you up anymore. Instead of feeling that, you feel lit up. And the way that clients have described this, Katie, feels fun, it feels exciting, I feel alive, it's meaningful. And we have made more progress in the last 3 months than we did the previous year. And I'm not even, I'm working less. I had a client that was working 120 hours a week, and then I taught him this system. And within the 3-month period, by the way, he started to see results similar 3 weeks in. And then at the 3-month mark, he had cut it in half. May have even been down to 40 hours a week. It's been a couple of years. I can't totally remember it. It was at least half. And he was traveling with his family without his laptop. That never happened. Now, if I had just yanked him out of the old operating system, yanked meaning if I had not changed his operating system and I said, just start working half as much, this would not have happened. Like a Jenga tower, the whole organization would have toppled over. But also like a Jenga tower, you see, the thing with a Jenga tower is as you build it, the foundation gets weak. And when you understand how to create a powerful operating system, it's like you're still building your empire, but you're also going back and you're plugging in all of those holes. So as you build, the foundation actually gets stronger. And that's what we had done over this three-month time period. So what did that result in? The biggest revenue month ever. As he's vacationing and traveling and his team is handling things, he created a new agreement with his business partner that was taking advantage of him and was really frustrating him. And he took control of the business and was able to then create a lot of these results. He was present with his 2 young kids, playing in the snow with them over Christmas break, something that he never would have had the luxury to do previous. And what did we do? I showed him how to swim like a dolphin, AKA how to create a powerful operating system. Why do I share this with you? Because like me, what you're doing has been working, but where you're wanting to go, that old system won't get you there. It's DOS. It's broken. It's old. And in fact, you developed it at a really young age. We need to upgrade your operating system, step out of the default operating system, move into a powerful operating system, start seeing the results, the transformation, the growth that you've been dreaming of. You start to see it within weeks. And this is the secret to how to get more done in 3 months than you do all year. If you want help with this is what I teach people. So we're going to put a link in the show notes. It's now.katierichardson.com/case study. Case study. Go watch a video. And I have a powerful visual that illustrates this. So you can get a sense for what's happening. Go watch that video. And for heaven's sakes, fill out an application. Because trying to do this on your own is like the world's best surgeon trying to do heart surgery on himself. No one would dare to do that. And the reality is It's hard enough with help. Everybody who makes it across that dark chasm got help in some form. It's so funny. Like pro athletes don't have a thing about hiring a coach. So why would a pro CEO? Of course, they're going to have a coach. And that's what I do. So fill out an application. We actually have multiple programs. And if you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, if you don't qualify for that, that's okay. We have other ways that we can help you. And I'm really committed to helping people get unstuck and to understand this powerful way of operating. Because once you know this, then rather than it being this downward continual spiral, it's this virtuous upward spinning spiral. That's exciting, it's fun, it's exhilarating. And once you know this, then you continually know it. And it becomes the solution every time you run into an obstacle. I can show you the system. It's really cool. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thanks for listening to the What's Working Now podcast. If you found today's episode to be interesting, be sure to share this with a friend. And if you are looking to level up your organization as a CEO, I'm going to invite you to join the Now newsletter. This is a weekly newsletter. I send it out on Fridays. I tell personal stories, talk about what it's like to build a significant business while raising a family, homeschooling kids. And I even share case studies, very timely, relevant situations where I go into detail how I am helping entrepreneurs navigate, lead, and build incredible organizations. You can get all of that behind the scenes information and more inside the Now newsletter. I've got a link to it right now in the show notes, and I will see you in the next episode.